Hi, I'm Pastor Robert Storm of Inception Church, a weekly online message center. Today I want to talk to you about selling out. There are a lot of different ways that people view the term selling out. When you hear those words, sometimes it makes you think of someone who has began making a lot of money and they do this at the expense of family or friends, or they decide to advertise instead of sticking to their core content, whatever medium that may be. But today I want to spin it around on you a bit and talk about selling out on your dreams, selling out your dreams. I'm going to talk to you from the story that is portrayed in Genesis 25, verses 29 through 34, where Esau gives us a perfect example of selling out your dreams. Jacob makes some soup at home, and he's the twin brother of Esau. Esau was born seconds before Jacob, and it was actually very close who came out first. And that was actually a big deal back then, because whoever came out first, whoever was born first, they inherited the birthright. They were the oldest of the family, and so the claim to the majority of the inheritance of the father fell to the firstborn. So Esau was the firstborn, and Jacob here is making soup. They're probably in their 20s or 30s. They could be quite a bit older because the age difference between then and today was extreme. So they could have been quite a bit older than 20s or 30s. But if you would take their age and compare it to the maturity level of today's society, they would be considered in their 20s or 30s probably. And so Esau's out in the field, and he comes home and he finds Jacob has made some soup, and he turns to Jacob and he says, "I'm weak from hunger. Please feed me from some of that red soup that you've made." And he's been very hungry out in the field, etc. And Jacob is a little bit protective of the soup that he's made, and he's thinking, well, what does this guy have to offer me? He didn't get anything out in the hunt, etc. There's nothing really he has to offer me except his birthright. And so he responds with probably somewhat of a retort, like, really? Go to this extreme. But he says, "Sell me your birthright." And he had made that soup. He was very possessive of it. Esau didn't have anything to offer him in return. And Jacob had always desired, having that birthright, that possession, that inheritance that was promised to Esau, that was part of the family blessing that would be passed down to him. And so Esau responds with, "I'm about to die from this hunger. What good will this birthright do me?" And Jacob says, "Swear to me then." And Esau swears his birthright to Jacob for some soup right then. Jacob gave him the food, and the Bible says that Esau despised his birthright. He didn't think it was useful. Now, even though promises meant much more in those days, equivalent to a contract today, Esau was not the most noble when it came to his word. Besides, this is just a word spoken between two brothers. What are the parents going to do? They're still going to try to bless Esau. That's the normal way to do it. That's the way the father saw Isaac. And no doubt Jacob, being close to his mom, told his mom about it. And eventually it came to pass that they maneuvered, Rebekah and her son Jacob, maneuvered for Isaac to bless Jacob instead of Esau, because Isaac was blind, and they tricked his other senses into believing that Jacob was in fact Esau. So Isaac ended up blessing Jacob with the promise that would come down through the family to the firstborn from that should have been originally Esau's. But Esau despised his birthright, and Jacob wanted it. Today there's a lot of people who will hear the term, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to think that Abraham was the firstborn of Terah, and he's the one that God spoke with, and Isaac, being the promised child of Abraham, even though he wasn't the firstborn, he was the one to whom the blessing fell. And then he has twin sons, Esau and Jacob. And normally it'd go to the firstborn, and yet it turns out it's going to Jacob. Why? Because Jacob valued the birthright more than Esau. There's a lot of blessings that God has in store for you, a lot of promises, dreams that God has laid in your heart. And some of you, you're going to despise these, and you're going to chase temporary blessings, temporary gifts in exchange for the promise that God has for your future. And I want to encourage you not to do that. I want to encourage you to pursue the dreams that God has placed in your heart, to pursue that birthright. Don't despise it at all. And this is what I mean by selling out on your dreams. God said He'll put the desires of your heart, He'll put that within you. And some people, they go through life and they think, yeah, but I'll never achieve my dream job, my dream state. Some people, they have dreams of being a business owner in a specific field that they're good at, They might be good at construction, and they think, oh, I want to be, a successful owner of a construction company one day. Or, they might be in the food industry and they think, man, I'd love to be on a TV network discussing food. But instead of following their dreams, they'll give them up. They'll sell them out for a more stable and normal job experience. Maybe something that's not even out in their field that they enjoy. If you enjoy cutting hair, or if you enjoy, making food, or, building things with your hands, or writing stories, whatever field it is that you enjoy, pursue that and pursue it to the full potential that you have in your dreams, in your mind. Anything's possible if you set your mind to it. But I know there's some people who have given up on their dreams and they've decided, you know what, I'm just going to take the easy road. I'm going to take the more stable road. And I'm going to encourage you today to decide to trust God. Decide as a step of faith that you're going to pursue what God has in store for you. Pursue the dreams that God has given you. Don't sell out on your dreams. Would you be willing to go without temporarily to pursue the end goal that God has in store for you? It's a little bit of a wager, a little bit of a gamble, and it has to do a lot with faith. Do you believe that God has your best interest in heart? Or do you believe that He's a mean God set out to destroy you in your life? I mean, it really depends on your view of God. But if you truly believe that God is a good benefactor God, if you believe that He does have your best interest at heart, then pursue Him for those dreams that He's laid in your heart. And don't accept no for an answer. Don't accept mediocrity, and don't accept a job or an experience throughout life that is not in accordance with your dreams. By all means, I'm going to quit right now. I'm going to shut up. But I hope you all take this under advisement, to pursue your dreams. Don't sell out on your dreams. And I hope you all have a fucking awesome day and an awesome weekend. Have a great Easter, everyone.